Hi, everyone, and welcome to tonight's installment of Politics Today with your number one unofficial spokesperson of the Obi campaign. There's something that just came up recently that I want you to take a listen to. This is something that an APC chieftain said about 4 days ago, and I just want us to listen to him carefully and you know try to understand, analyze what he said, and I'll give you my take from that, and then you can also have your say. So this is the video. So I'm just going to play it, and then we'll come back and analyze it, and then we'll have about 3 sections to look at. So first of all, let's start from this one right now, and then we're going to come back and analyze it. So let's go.
Are saying that there is a rotation convention, that after President Muhammadu Buhari, that the power should shift to the south, so that after the 8 or 4 years in the south, that it should come back to the north for fairness, equity, and justice. So if somebody do not talk of justice and equity, Kuchi Atiku himself knows. His Excellency Abubakar Atiku is an experienced and veteran politician. He knows that in 2018, his fellowship and membership of the People Democratic Party, in their own wisdom, at Porakot, all these southerners, not that they are not qualified. Even Governor Wike that hosted them, they hosted the PDP convention in Porakot, and no southerner picked the ticket to aspire to become presidential candidate then, because they said it's the turn of the north. In 2014, for instance.
All right, so I'm going to stop here and we're going to talk about this. So I don't know if you got this, if you heard what I heard, but I'm just going to rewind it a little bit. I'm going to take it again, the convention that was hosted in Parakat. So let's just go back a tad.
They hosted the PDP at Porakot. All these southerners, Atiku himself knows. His Excellency Abubakar Atiku is an experienced and veteran politician. He knows that in 2018, his fellowship and membership of the People Democratic Party, in their own wisdom, at Porakot, all these southerners, not that they are not qualified. Even Governor Wike that hosted them, they hosted the PDP convention in Porakot, and no southerner picked the ticket to aspire to become presidential candidate then.
All right, so let's stop it here. So in 2018, no southerner picked up a ticket to contest because they thought it was the turn of the north. All right, because there was an agreement of rotation of power, and nobody picked a ticket to challenge for the presidential candidate of their party. They agreed this is the turn of the north. That was in 2018. And now a northerner is the sitting president, and they are posturing. Now they have a southern, it should be the turn of the southern people to produce the next president. But some people do not want to honor that agreement. That's what is happening. They do not want to honor that agreement. And so they picked tickets also to run. And that's how Atiku was produced, because PDP sold their candidacy to the highest bidder, right? So that's what happened. Now let's listen again, because there are other videos.
Because they said,
I'm just gonna find another section of this video to play to you, right? So just listen to the first portion of it. There are 2 more sections to go to. This other one is about what Buhari has done for Nigeria. So this guy used a term called vote rigging vaccine. So let's just go to that and listen, take a listen to what he said about vote
Even the
rigging
last
vaccine.
legacy,
Right.
the vote rigging vaccine, where he's warning us that we should organize because he's not going to dole out any federal might. And we are aware of that. He started back in 2017. We had a good candidate, Dr. Tony Woye in Anambra, who went to Mr. President. Mr. President said, go and do your best. I'm not going to use federal might for anybody. And the day he came to Oka for campaign was the day they whispered to him that the security officers deployed to the then governor Obiano had been withdrawn. Instantly, he called the DIG around and said, return the police officer to Obiano. He must be protected. Election is different from his protection. We went to Edo. He did not use federal might. PDP won. Up to 2022, we went to Oshuel. A lot of people thought we would deploy the federal might. Mr. President did not deploy that. So he had laid a foundation of growth. He had brought us to where any...
All right, so I'm going to stop you here. So what has happened is that Buhari has laid a foundation of growth, like he said, and he has introduced what they call vote rigging vaccine. Because normally, in a previous video, I told you that in Nigeria, when the federal government is interested in an election, it means that they want to rig that election. So in this year's election, the elections they held this year in different states, the federal government had no interest in rigging the election. So they said, they were not interested in it. And so this guy is calling it vote rigging vaccine. That's a good thing that this government has done, among other good things like this currency redesign. The redesign itself is not the greatest thing, but the change and the timing to make it impossible for these money-backed politicians to buy people's votes. Very, very strategic. And he said he wouldn't allow them to use Togri to bamboozle their way through the elections. This is also a good thing that Buhari is leaving, a good legacy, I should say, he's leaving behind. I think the only thing left is for us, the electorates, to hold the people in power accountable after they have left office. Very, very important. We shouldn't do what we've been doing before. Immediately after an election, you just let them go or let them off hook. Now, let's go to two more sections and call it a day today. The other two sections is where they expressed fear about Peter Obi. And so let's just go and listen. Take a listen to two of them and we'll come back and analyze it.
So that's why I told you that if we have any challenger, it is Peter Obi. It's not about His Excellency Atiku Abubakar. Atiku Abubakar cannot eat his cake and have it. He was in.
All right. So if they have any challenge, it is Peter Obi, because now the election is the turn of the South, right? Not of the North. So this is the challenger that APC is seeing. Now let's just look at the last section. So Peter Obi, the one you're seeing right now on your screen, is the one they are viewing as their challenger. So we're gonna go to the last section, then we'll come back and round it off. So let's go there.
Even the last legacy, the vote rigging vaccine, where he's warning us that we should organize because he's not going to dole out any federal might.
All right, so I'll pause it here because I want to join these two together. The federal government is not going to dole out any federal might. Very important. But then let's join it to their fear of P2B, because this is where the tire meets the road, right? This is where the tire meets the road. Let's listen to this.
If you tell us about P2B, then we can say, okay, that's where we're worried, but not about Atiku, who had lost his base.
All right. So if you tell them about P2B, that is where they are worried. Now, I want to tie these two together. The federal government has invented the quote unquote rigging vaccine, and the APC is worried about P2B. The incumbent government is worried about P2B. The wave that P2B has created is is keeping them on their feet. They are on ease. Now, if they can say this openly in the public, on the TV, national television, think about what they are thinking secretly, what they are saying secretly. So the momentum is already there, the movement is already there, alive and well. So guys, go out there, get your PVCs, make sure that you vote, and when you vote, you're voting for Peter Obi. Make sure your fingertips or your fingertip is within that square, right? By Papa, Mama, Pikin, right? Put your fingertip right there. Vote for Peter Obi. The parties, they are afraid. They are worried about Peter Obi. And we have seen that the federal government, the body language they're showing is that they don't want to rig this election, which is a great thing to do, actually. So let us go out there and vote. Don't, because of the massive crowd that turn out when Peter Obi is visiting, and go and relax. No, you need to come out. You need to make plans to vote. Make plan to vote. Again, don't sell your votes. The federal government has said they are not interested in rigging this election. So don't sell your votes for a morsel of bread, right? So if you sell your vote, you have sold your voice. If you sell your voice, you've sold your conscience, and you are not allowed to speak for another 4 years. You don't want that to happen to you, right? Let's get it right this time around. Let's vote right. Let's vote for P2B. Let's get it right. If you talk about equity, it is the turn of the South. And when you talk about the South, South had a turn. Southwest has had a turn. The only portion of the South that hasn't had a turn is the Southeast. And for equity and fairness and justice, it is the turn of the Southeast. But we're not only running on that. But we should run on that. But we're not only running on that. We're running on the fact that P2B understands the problem. He understands the question. Believe you me, he will not delegate the questions to El Rufai and the rest of them, and Dogara and Bajabia Mila, to go and answer for you. No, he will answer the questions. He will meet with you. He will talk with you, and he will answer the questions because he understands the problem, right? So this is the candidate we want: somebody who understands the problem, somebody who has empathy, even when they don't fully understand the question or the problem, who have empathy to come down with you. He said, we're not going to govern from Abuja. No, we're going to come down to you wherever you are, whether you're in Ikeja, or you're in Maiduguri, or you're in Mina, or you're in Kogi, or you're in Bayelsa, anywhere you are where the issue is happening, the government will relocate to where you are, because they need to understand the problem to begin to solve it. There's no need delegating. You see, when there was flooding because of the failure of government to build dam, and this has cost 600 lives. This has cost 600 lives. These politicians are living on blood money. It's cost 600 lives. And I told you before, when the government tells you this costed 600 lives, it could be more, it could be twice or even multiple, because they try to save face. But if they acknowledge 600, think about it. Even if it's 600, that's 600 sons and daughters and friends and family members and colleagues and co-workers and employers and employees that just lost their lives for something that the government could take care of. Build a dam. It's as simple as that. But they wouldn't do that, and this has costed lives, right? These guys, when it happened, no politician went out. Opitobi had to suspend his campaign and went to visit these people and gave them some stipends to support them where they were. He even called for others to suspend their campaigns and go out and reach out to the people. This is what I'm talking about. He showed empathy. Listen, when someone tells you who they are, believe them. And he's not just doing this because he's running for presidency. No, he was in Haiti when flooding happened in Haiti. When natural disaster took place there, he withdrew his son from school. They went to Haiti to take care of the people there. He wasn't running for the presidency of Kuwait or Haiti, but he's a human being, and he felt that these people needed help. He raised thousands, I think 200,000 US dollars he raised for them to support them there. Right, so this is the guy who, when the flooding happened, when he was a governor, he went and visited the people. He even took the people from neighboring states that were suffering the same flood to Anambra State and took care of them until normalcy was returned, and then they returned to their states. He wasn't running for governors in those surrounding states. He was just showing human empathy. And this is what it is. People are accusing him of going to churches, to prayer, or to campaign. Look, this guy is a Christian not only by saying it, but by example. By example, what kind of religion do you have if you don't take care of people around you? Right? Bible says that religion, the religion that God accepts is the one that take care of people. And also it says, if you don't love the people you see, how can you claim that you love God that you don't see? So this man has demonstrated by example that he loves the people. He goes to them when they are in need. And students, he buys them computers because he knows that that's what they need. Right? When Innocent was starting up, he commissioned him to build 1,000 vehicles for him, and he paid him upfront. So also other people around to support them, to encourage them, right? So this is what we're saying. We need a human being. We need somebody with heart, So again, like I said, if it is about the turn, it is the turn of the South. And when it comes to the South, it is the turn of the Southeast because they have not had a turn. The other two regions in the South has had a turn, but the Southeast hasn't had any. So if it's about turn, it is the turn of the Southeast. If it is about competence, capacity, Peter Obi has got this and has demonstrated it. When you look at the advice of each one of them, anyone you want to pick, look at the vice presidential candidate. Yusuf Dati Baba Ahmed stands heads and shoulders above the rest of them, has two universities and a hospital where he employs thousands of people. Even the people that were on presidential amnesty program in the school that the federal government couldn't even pay their tuition. When the news got to him that the school, suspended them from taking exams, he waded in and allowed them to continue taking exams. This is somebody who has heart, who wants to see the nation prosper and move forward, right? So these are the people we're looking at, and we see competence and character, not the people that will say, well, restructuring my foot, or people that will just call you names or even refuse to say your name because of disdain or whatever it is called. We need people with heart. We need people that understand the problem so that they can even know how to begin to solve it. So again, thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like, share, comment, and let us make Nigeria a better place for all of us. Today, just on a final note, today I saw a picture of some currencies. There's one half kobo, then kobo, and then 5 kobo and 25 kobo, and the rest of them. And I just remembered my childhood when we used to buy things with 1 kobo. There was a guy in the place I lived, Alex, I think, or Ernest. He used to send us to buy things for him, and when you come back, he'll give you 10 kobo to buy something. When you come back, bring change of 1 kobo or 2 kobos, and he let you keep it. And you can actually buy stuff with 2 kobo. That was like in the 80s, right? You can buy stuff with 2 kobo, with 1 kobo. 80s, 90s, can buy something with 1 kobo. But now, see how bad things are in the country. We need to get ourselves back. We need to get things back again, and we can start the healing right now by electing Peter Obi and his running mate, Yusuf Dati Baba Ahmed. All right, so let's do the right things. Let's go to the vote and let's elect these two gentlemen. All right, thank you again, and until I come your way again with more on this political broadcast, please remember to get your PVCs. The INEC has started releasing PVCs, so remember to get yours because you need it to be able to cast your votes. Thank you.